Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Keiji Maruyama. Thank you very much for having me on this occasion, and I would like to express my sincere gratitude for the dedication to the provisional international students in Sri Lanka for 2 years at the office of the University of Tokyo. I believe many Sri Lankan students studying in Japan received much help from the office, and I hope the promotional activities will reach more and more students who want to study abroad, even in the pandemic situation of COVID-19. Today, I would like to introduce you some activities by JASSO, including the Japanese national project called Study in Japan Global Network Project. Okay, please see. Okay. First, I will show you a brief overview of the project. This project is to promote the international students coming to Japan and realize an all Japan study abroad support system that is consists from recruiting function to follow up after returning to Japan. You can see the world map of the priority regions with the location of regional offices. In addition, you can see 6 target regions with the host universities and location of regional offices. You already know the University of Tokyo has offices in Sri Lanka and India as the regional activities of Southwest Asia, and I will explain the rest of 5 regions. For ASEAN countries, Okayama University is the host and they have offices in Myanmar and Thailand. For Middle East and North Africa, Kyushu University has offices in Turkey and Egypt. For Russia and CIS countries, Hokkaido University, Niigata University, and the University of Tsukuba have offices in Russia, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan. For South America, University of Tsukuba has offices in Brazil and Peru. For Sub-Saharan Africa, Hokkaido University has offices in Zambia and Kenya. As they are expanding the scope of activities and establishing satellite bases in neighboring countries, and they often hold online fairs and seminars, many students can reach useful information on study in Japan. These slides show you the data of international students as of May 1st, 2020. JASSO is in charge of this survey, so we ask every single higher education institutions and Japanese language institutes to report the number of international students and their attributes. On this occasion, I would like to introduce you some information. The total number of international students were about 310,000 in 2019. But because of the pandemic of coronavirus COVID-19, the number decreased in 2020. However, you can see there are still about 280,000 students in Japan. Just for your information, the largest number is from China. It's next to Japan. The second is Vietnam, and the third is Nepal. You can see Sri Lankan students were 5,238, and this number is the 7th largest. Now let me introduce some further details of Sri Lankan students. This slide shows you the breakdown by institutional type. You can see many of them like 73% of Sri Lankan students are studying at professional training colleges. For the number of Japanese language institutes, you can see there were 468 in 2020. But I would like to mention that it was 3,900 in 2018 and 1,657 in 2019, which means much decreasing for a few years. as many students will study at higher educational institutions after Japanese language institutes. I hope this number will recover soon after the pandemic. These slides show you the breakdown by major field. You can see about half of Sri Lankan students study social science, and the second largest is the engineering. Humanities includes Japanese language institute. So students study in humanities and higher education institute are 574. In addition, as I said, many students belong to professional training colleges, and I found 4 social science fields. Large number of students study commerce, IT business, and tourism. For engineering, many students study car maintenance and information technology. Now I would like to introduce EJU, examination for Japanese university admission for international students. JASSO is the administrator of this exam, and Sri Lanka has been one of the venues since 2006. The representative in Sri Lanka is the Japan Sri Lanka Technical and Cultural Association, JASTECA. EJU, one of the examinations required for international students to university undergraduate programs. Students will be required to take EJU to apply for major Japanese universities, especially for undergraduate programs. Particularly, 91% of national universities consider EJU score in their admission process. You can see the location of EJU on this slide. There are many locations, and we hold the exam twice a year, June and November. Due to the influence of the COVID-19 pandemic, exam in Colombo was cancelled in June last year, but we could perform in November exam. Still, I am afraid to say Sri Lankan examinees are not so many. In the last November exam, examinees in Colombo were 14, and the Sri Lankan examinees in Japan were 21. I hope more Sri Lankan students will try EJU this year. Okay. Other than these activities, JASSO is supporting international students by scholarship and housing. We are doing our best even in this pandemic situation to promote more students studying in Japan. This time, I regret to attend this event virtually, but I hope we can meet in person next year. Thank you very much for your consideration and attention.